Welcome to Villainous Grounds, a unique space that combines the art of coffee roasting, comic books, and a cozy cafe all under one roof. In this interview, Mary Jo Bammel, the owner of Villainous Grounds, shares the intricacies of coffee roasting and the fascinating fusion of coffee and comics in their establishment.
We started out just wanting to be a nice place for people to come and visit, sit and have a nice cup of coffee. But my husband is also a comic book nerd, and he dragged me into it as well. We decided to open the comic book store. We carry most of the titles. We also realized we're one of the few bookstores in the area. So we tried to start delving into more of the books for children. We work closely with the public schools here and help them out as much as we can with reading programs and book donations and whatnot.
Mary Jo emphasizes the importance of fresh roasted coffee and the impact it has on the flavor and quality of every cup. She delves into the nuances of different coffee flavors, from the fruity notes of lighter roasts to the rich chocolate and caramel undertones of darker roasts. With a focus on sustainability, Villainous Grounds carefully selects their suppliers to ensure ethical and environmentally responsible practices.
Fresh roasted coffee is extremely important because it affects what goes into your cup. It affects the taste, the freshness. We also like to control the fact that we can get organic beans, and it tastes so much better. You know it's pure in your cup. Lighter roasts of coffee tend to be fruitier. Darker roasts tend to have more chocolate and caramel notes. And when you read a bag of coffee, you'll notice it'll say notes sometime. That doesn't mean that it has, the actual literal flavor mixed in. It's just the natural flavor from the coffee. So roasting different ways, we typically do the light roast, like I said, to bring out those lighter, fruitier flavors. And where beans are from also matter for their different flavors. We get our coffee generally from 3 different suppliers because of their sustainability practices. Fair trade, and there's also another one called the Volcaf way, which we really like. They go a step above to make sure that the small producers can also have good practices and clean water and growing organically and things like that, and they still get a good, reasonable amount for their coffee. So we tend to stick with them, not necessarily for the beans that we can get, but because of their practices, because we like to be as sustainable as possible as well. And it's not just about packaging, it goes all the way to the growers for that.
Beyond coffee, Villainous Grounds transcends into the realm of comics and literature, reflecting the passions of the owners. Mary Jo reveals the evolution of their concept, from a coffee shop to a multifaceted space encompassing a comic book store, vendor spaces, and a community-oriented bookstore, embracing creativity in every aspect of their endeavor.
Our local vendors, we have several upstairs, then they bring their work here to sell, so we're trying to also be a community sales store as well. And then in our tagline, it's coffee, comics, and more. We have so much more all the time. For a while, one of our employees was a massage therapist, or she is a massage therapist. She had a shop set up here as well. And we just kind of go back and forth with different things.
We know there was a lot to see, so Mary Jo has graciously agreed to give us an exclusive glimpse into the diverse spaces that make up this extraordinary establishment.
So I'll show you around a little bit, and if you'd like to go upstairs with me. Okay, first we're going to head to our Mad Hatter's Tea Room. This is a space that we've set up that people can sit and relax. They can also have meetings, and they can rent the space, so it's a private space. We have a lot of fun with our different items that we bring in here. This is one of our vendor rented spaces. We have local artisans and vendors bring their work for sale. We try to showcase it for them on our website and on our social media as well. This is another one of our vendor spaces. We have lots of items to choose from. Everyone is a local vendor. And the final room we have is our comic book store. One of our friends did some artwork on the wall for us, kind of make it a little bit more of a personalized space. And here we have 8 years worth of comic books and other merchandise for sale. All of our comics are listed on our website as well, so people can shop from home. In the beginning, there was only one distribution company, and that was called Diamond Comics. And they held the monopoly on everybody. If you wanted Marvel Comics or DC Comics, you had to go through Diamond Comic Distributors. Back during the beginning of shutdown with COVID, there was some dissension in the ranks, and DC decided that they were going to go through their own distribution hubs. So they left Diamond and started one of their own and went through another distribution, so we can buy theirs separately. And then about 2 years ago, Marvel decided they were done, and they went with Penguin and Random House. So we order from actually 5 different companies now, between all the different various distribution hubs and individual publishers. Well, we do have a few events as far as we try to bring in authors or artists for different signings, but mostly it's just they can come up and shop to see whatever, what we have in stock. They can also, like I said, do it on the website. But mostly it's just the big event we do every year is our Comic-Con that is coming up in July. And we co-host that with Heroes for Kids. It is literally called Heroes for Kids Comic-Con, but we do not sell comic books at the event, strangely enough. Because we're also the coffee shop, we provide all the beverages and have a small cafe for all the con-goers and guests. So, since we are right here, we don't want to take everything 2 blocks to the park center, so they can shop here instead. Batman is probably one of the most popular things that we have. X-Men titles from Marvel. Superman is up there. Star Wars comics are very, very popular. Deadpool, of course, with new movies coming out, they always take a resurgence in popularity. But another one of the distribution centers that we work with is called Zenoscope Comics. And they have redone Grimm's fairy tales, and they reimagined them, and it's really a wonderful concept, and we love all of their artwork. Everything I have on those is actually out front, though. But everything back here is, like I said, it's from 8 years, and I now know how to order so that I don't have overstock. I am a big fan of, I am a fan of Harley Quinn. As you can see, I really like her, and I enjoy the movies, so she is one of my personal favorites. And then, of course, the Guardians of the Galaxy is another favorite. I love Groot.
At Villainous Grounds, the convergence of coffee, comics, and community thrives, inviting visitors to savor the essence of creativity and connection. With each sip of artisanal coffee and every flip of a comic book page, Villainous Grounds continues to be a haven where the art of roasting and the magic of storytelling intertwine, crafting an experience that transcends the ordinary. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of Villainous Grounds.